Welcome to this explainer. Look, today we are tackling something that literally keeps homeowners up at night, the high-stress nightmare of an unexpected flooded basement. Depending on how your lower level is finished, just a single inch of water can cause anywhere from $10,000 to $50,000 in damages. If you've ever lived through a severe midnight storm, lying awake, listening to the pouring rain, and feeling that knot of anxiety in your stomach because you're wondering if your basement is slowly filling up like a bathtub, well, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So today, we're looking at a piece of technology that is fundamentally changing how we protect our homes from this specific disaster. We're going to dive into the mechanics, the benefits, and the absolute peace of mind offered by Wi-Fi sump pump monitoring. Here's our quick roadmap for today. First, the basement flooding threat. Second, enter Wi-Fi sump monitoring. Third, faster warnings and visibility. Fourth, smarter pump maintenance. And finally, crucial buying considerations. All right, let's start right at the beginning. The basement flooding threat. To truly appreciate the solution here, we first have to understand the vulnerability. So ask yourself, what actually takes a completely manageable rainy afternoon and transforms it into a chaotic, waterlogged disaster zone right below your feet? It's honestly incredibly easy to develop a false sense of security. You hear the rain pounding on the roof, you hear that distant, reassuring hum of the pump kicking on, and you think, hey, I'm good, I'm totally safe. But the reality? The difference between a dry floor and a flooded emergency is razor thin. It almost always comes down to a single hitting point of failure that's brewing beneath the surface while you're upstairs completely unaware. Because here's the thing, even the highest end, most expensive pumps can and do fail, and it's usually due to a few very specific culprits. Consider a power outage. It is the ultimate cruel irony of homeownership, isn't it? The massive storm that brings all that overwhelming water also knocks out the electricity powering your primary defense against it. It neutralizes your pump exactly when you need it most. Then you've got clogged intakes. A stray piece of debris or just years of hidden sediment buildup can choke the system. It acts like a blocked artery. The motor runs, but literally no water moves. Warned switches are another silent killer. The mechanical float gets stuck, which means the pump's brain never actually gets the signal that it's time to turn on. And finally, extreme heavy rain events can just simply overwhelm the physical capacity of the drainage system. Any single one of these things can instantly turn a routine Tuesday night into thousands of dollars of damage and weeks of messy drywall repair. Moving on to part 2, enter Wi-Fi sump monitoring. The core issue we're facing with traditional setups is that they are entirely reactive. Think about it for a second. You would never accept a smoke alarm that only goes off after your entire living room has already burned down, right? No way. Yet, that is exactly how standard sump pumps operate. The only feedback mechanism a traditional pump has is you waking up, walking downstairs in your socks, and stepping into an ankle-deep puddle of freezing water. It's a terrible, visceral feeling. And by the time you discover the problem, the destruction is already done. Wi-Fi monitors completely flip this paradigm. By connecting directly to your home network, they shift you from reactive damage control to proactive prevention. They give you constant, real-time feedback and send alerts well before the water ever breaches the top of the pit. Which brings us to our third area, faster warnings and visibility. A Wi-Fi monitor essentially serves as an active, real-time translator for your plumbing. It constantly scans for abnormal behaviors and translates mechanical struggles into clear digital alerts. Take an unexpected runtime, for example. If your pump is running continuously without stopping, the float switch is likely stuck. Left unchecked, that motor is eventually going to overheat and burn itself out. Repeated activations mean the pump is cycling on and off incredibly fast. This usually points to a failing check valve, where the water being pumped out is just draining right back down the pipe into the pit, forcing your pump to work double time. And a stalled operation? That means the motor is desperately trying to run, but is physically jammed by a rock or thick mud. When the monitor detects any of these patterns, it pings your phone instantly. It's basically handing you that precious 15 or 30-minute window you need to run downstairs, clear the debris, or switch to a backup pump in time to actually prevent the water from hitting the floor. And beyond just the basement itself, this tech dramatically changes how you live your life. Imagine you're sitting on a beach on a badly needed vacation, hundreds of miles away. Suddenly you get a weather alert on your phone. A massive thunderstorm is battering your hometown. Now, in the old days, this meant pure panic. You'd be frantically texting a neighbor, begging them to break into your house just to check the basement. Now, you literally just open your app. You see the pump is running normally, the water levels are perfectly fine, and you go right back to enjoying your vacation. Whether you travel frequently for busy work schedules, or maybe you own a property with weekend-only occupancy, you maintain total remote visibility over your home's safety from anywhere in the world. It's a real game changer. Okay, let's look at Section 4, Smarter Pump Maintenance. This technology effectively gives your home's plumbing a detailed medical chart. Rather than just guessing when a machine is going to die based on its age, which, let's be honest, almost always happens at the worst possible moment, you now have hard historical data. By tracking how often the pump runs and how it behaves over the course of an entire rainy season, you're practicing true proactive maintenance. You can visibly see its efficiency declining in the event logs over the last 3 storms, and that allows you to confidently schedule an inspection or just replace a $200 pump on a sunny Tuesday afternoon entirely on your own terms, long before it triggers a devastating flood. Furthermore, when it does come time to call in a professional, this digital log is fantastic. We've all been in that frustrating situation with a car, right? Where we're trying to mimic some weird rattling engine noise to a mechanic who has absolutely no idea what we're talking about. Well, the exact same thing happens with plumbers. But with a Wi-Fi monitor, you aren't just telling a technician, it made a weird humming noise and quit. No, you are handing them a precise event timeline. You can show them exactly when the pump failed, exactly how many amps of power it was pulling right before it stopped, and how long the cycle ran. They can diagnose the exact anomaly immediately, which means you stop paying expensive hourly rates for guesswork.
Finally, Section 5, Crucial Buying Considerations.
Before you go out and upgrade your system, you absolutely need to run through this practical checklist. Step 1. Verify pump model compatibility. Some pumps are not a one-size-fits-all product, so verify that the monitor's specific voltage and plug type actually match your existing setup. Step 2. Check the sensing features. Look into how it physically detects the water. Does it use dual sensors or a physical float? Reliability here is absolutely crucial. Step 3 is massive. Confirm the alert methods. Look, an email alert does you exactly 0 good during a flash flood if you only check your inbox once a day. You need a system that sends push notifications or text messages capable of bypassing your phone's Do Not Disturb mode while you sleep. And finally, Step 4, test the alerts safely. When you install it, manually lift the float to trigger the system. You need to learn exactly what that specific notification ping sounds like on your phone so you instantly recognize it in the middle of the night when a real storm hits. As we wrap this up, I want to leave you with a really powerful closing thought straight from our source material. Quote, "For Illinois homeowners, that combination can be the difference between prevention and a costly aftermath." Now, while this quote specifically highlights Illinois, which is an area notorious for intense, sudden rains where basement risks escalate incredibly fast, this fundamental truth applies to absolutely any home with a subterranean level. Wi-Fi monitoring is no longer just some luxury gadget. It provides earlier detection, much faster response times, and total remote oversight. So I leave you with this choice. Are you going to embrace this tech and buy yourself that proactive peace of mind? Or are you willing to roll the dice and risk a massive, costly aftermath the next time the heavy rains come?